You know, yeah, since then I was listening, you know, and now I believe in what he has said and in the word. You know, man,
So
I'm a true believer.
let me
I'm a
cut in
true
here.
believer.
What happened that made you make the transition? Because young men your age and even older men my age,
Hmm.
we like to chase women and we like to have fun, and sometimes we don't do things that are exactly right, I guess, in the eyes of God. So, what would make a young man, and I'm gonna make my own personal assumption,
Hmm.
that girl cut you loose, and then you you couldn't get your mind together, so you took it to Christ? Is that a possibility?
No way. No,
So what was it? Were you robbed? Anything?
no, no, man. Well, it just had started by me. I'm saying like just not knowing what's right. You know, I always thought, you know,
You could
I
ask
knew
me,
what was
brother.
right, but in reality, I had no idea. I'm so like, yeah, it's like at that time I couldn't, you know, decide on anything. I was like, man,
You
I
should
was like,
have asked me.
you
You
know,
should have asked the king of
But
urban media. I could have told you.
for me, it's saying like you were never that bad guy. You was already like you, from my point of view, like you were on the right path. But I don't know what you weren't robbing stores. You weren't doing nothing
no,
out of the ordinary.
no,
So you claim that the sex, that's the wrong thing you were doing. That's the only thing I can see pretty much.
We wasn't doing that, man. Brother Whitley, would you give your perspective on this?
Well,
What would you think that would lead a young man to take some of the greatest years of his life, and not that there's anything wrong with it,
mhm.
and tie himself up?
Well, all the things that you all have mentioned are possible. People go to jail and get religion.
hmm
Sometimes it lasts, sometimes it don't. People get sick and get religion. Girlfriend leave them to get religion. And that's why I'm a Jesus freak. Because every time I've been in trouble, I go to Jesus. He have fixed it. I'm 61 years old. He just keep fixing
yeah,
it. Now I was a little bit different here. My mother, she had a couple children before she was, out of high school good. And I'm running around just like single parent children do. But my mother told me one day, she said, "Son, your sins on me now." I was already in Sunday school. She
hmm
said, your sins on me now, but when you turn 12, your sins gonna be on you."
right,
I didn't have no compassion for my mother. I said, "Wee," and just went for it.
right,
And one day I turned 12, and I didn't forget.
right,
It showed up. I went to church for a whole year, just me and the Lord, sitting there, trying to get up enough nerve to go down that aisle and give my life to Christ.
mm,
And the problem I had with giving my life to Christ is I had an assumption I'm going to have to be good from now on. I didn't have no context that I could be good. That I couldn't be good. I just knew when you do that, that's what you're supposed to do, is be good.
hmm
So I took me 1 year. When I was 13 years old, I gave my life to Christ.
Cool.
Now, here is, and what that did, that started me on a journey. All of a sudden, all these fears you had left, I was the kind that when I go to the next grade and I wasn't in the right class, wasn't with my right friends, you just fear and stuff come from everywhere. But all I can say, y'all, about it is Jesus is real.
yeah,
And it's a personal thing. It's not nothing you can give anybody. I'm not running around beating nobody over the head with
that's
them.
right.
But it's a faith thing.
Hmm.
So it ain't nothing I can prove here. It's a faith journey.
Faith generated.
It's a faith journey. And other people got faith. I don't know how to work all that out. And, I had a lot of strong opinions. And like I was telling my friend Vic the other day, I heard a real famous doctor on the television. He really opened my eyes. He said, out of all the stuff we're telling people today about medicine, 10 years from now, half of it we'll find to be wrong.
Mm.
So what this young man believed today, 10 years from now, he will find out it wasn't quite like that.
And so he might have missed
I can
10
promise
good
you,
years
well,
of his life.
he haven't missed nothing to take you to another level. See, you're always going from level to level, going from glory to glory. But it still doesn't make, you still got to get up and live your life every day in this fleshy body.
You know, Brother Whitney, let me give the little bit of background I know about you, and because it's going to be shocking to Adrian and Bam when I tell them, you know, I know you grew up in Carolinas. I know you went to a university. You graduated from East Carolina, played football, went into the National Football League. I think you got ran over by O.J. Simpson or something, and you gave your life to God. So what team you played with? The who?
I signed with Philadelphia, and I left there going to Washington, and I never stopped. I kept on back home. I had a wife and 2 children, and I made the commitment to come on home and just quit. I didn't do a whole lot of running around with that.
And you know, I was getting ready to ask you that. It was like being a part of the National Football League, seen athlete. There's a lot of temptations. And the Lord carried you through all that.
Oh, it wasn't no temptation. I did everything everybody else was doing. And that's what I mean by the growing process. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you I didn't know right and wrong. See, I wasn't willing to walk the walk that I've been taught. See, it come like a testing thing. And coming into Christianity the way I did is one of the things. See, I don't know what this young man's situation is, but you can get into some circumstances and be down so low and been tested so hard. When you come up out there, you just through. But it wasn't that way with me. I'm a work still in progress.
I guess we all are.
Yeah,
I guess when I'm speaking of Adrian being such a young man, the interpretation may not be as clear as he thinks it is. You know, how I saw things when I was 21 are a lot different than how I see things now. My understanding is better now.
But in defense of Avery and all of us sitting here, everything is clear.
Yes.
We can't say it's not clear.
Well,
it's not true when you say I don't know right and wrong. What you're saying when you say I don't know right and wrong is I'm not willing to pay the consequences. See, we want to do what we want to do without consequences.
What about this asking for forgiveness?
Asking for forgiveness is free. That covers Christ. That's the easy part.
So doesn't that erase the slate and you move forward?
That erase the slate. It's that simple.
So that means every time you do something bad,
that's right.
And it's just clean slate.
Yeah, right. But you have to move forward. You know.
Well, you don't have to do anything. Remember now, Adrian, we don't need no butts up in here. We don't tell it to them straight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they want to take the word,
Bev, you need to go to your sheet, man.
If a person want to take the word of God and distort it, that's on him. And I think we need to get out of trying to put our opinion over on people and just live a life.
Yeah.
You live a life that Christ has set before you. You will draw people, but you do have to say something to people. I used to go in the neighborhoods and witness and stuff. We'd go in there and tell them my name is so and so, I'm with the so and so church.
All right.
All that's good, but you need to tell them about Christ. They're not gonna move till you talk about it.
All right, for some people who don't know, how many different versions of the Bible are there?
And a different version. Yeah. I got an internet. My internet site got at least 46 on it.
Have you read all 46?
No. Mm-mm.
Have you read the entire Bible?
Yeah, many times. But I basically stick with King James and New International. I like the Living Bible. But see, just like this Bible I just looked at, I looked at that Matthew the 5th chapter. And if I had that book here today, it'd look entirely different. So what you got to get is, like I say, it's a faith journey. I was in a house one time, and I had this Bible. I read this Bible a whole year. And I found out it was a Jehovah's Witness Bible. Now, I've been a Christian a long time. Right. You see, a lot of Christians have a whole lot of problems just by being a Jehovah's Witness Bible. But it didn't make no difference. I was reading the Bible, and it's a spiritual thing. And you can't get up here and intellectualize. It's all about relationship.
Personal relationship.
That's what it's all about. It's all about relationship.
All right, well, I got something for you guys.
Yes, sir.
20 most frequent questions asked about the Bible. Let's get started with this one. Women pastors, preachers, what does the Bible say about women in ministry?
Well, I don't really understand how women allow men to beat them over the head with that so long. Because the Bible makes it clear in that day, I'm going to pour out my spirit on my sons and daughters, and they will prophesy.
Did you remember what chapter, what verse is that?
Oh, well, let's see. And you knocked it right out of my head. But, and I'm not a verse seeker.
Yeah.
But,
well, what chapter? This chapter? You don't have to.
Let me tell you, it's in Acts. It's in the book of Acts, right up in the 2nd chapter. That was early on when they were quoting the book of Amos or Joel 1. And they said, When that spirit, even though he's out there speaking in tongues. Now, see, up in that upper room, bro, it was 120 people up in that upper room. But the only men up there were the disciples and Jesus' brothers. The rest of them women. If you
So
look at
basically, say it's okay to be a women minister.
sure it is. Because it ain't but one minister. And that's the Holy Spirit. And he can use women.
All right.
Now that doesn't change that there's an order in the family. See, I firmly believe you can't talk about apples and oranges. I